So I'm going to sign off, I think. Can't really think of anything else to say. I mean, there's plenty of stuff in my head, but I don't know how much of it's going to be of any use. I don't want to, I'm not doing this to have a YouTube channel. I don't want to have subscribers and things. I just wanted to put my thoughts down. I've tried to explain to various people what's going on. I've made myself available. I had this idea that people were going to want to ask questions. So I've spent the last year and a half or so full time pretty much every day, pretty much all day, every day, doing research into reading the Bible and praying and doing research into the world and the way things are, and some of the topics I've talked about and some of the topics that I haven't talked about, because there's really a lot going on, a lot I've done research into. But as far as what's going to be useful to you, I mean, there's the dividing line of the rapture when that happens. If you're watching this video after that point, well, I can talk about that next. But if it hasn't happened yet, then get saved. Call to Jesus. I mean, at least give it a shot. Even if you don't currently believe, even if you feel like you've got no good reason to believe, give it a shot at least. I mean, he does love you. If you call out to him, he's not just going to abandon you. So, because he loves everybody. I mean, Jesus he created you, so he loves you. He'll forgive you. He forgives everybody, I should say. I mean, there might be some exceptions of people who have sold their soul to Satan, literally. I don't know where the cutoff line is, but assuming you haven't done that, and you haven't literally met the devil and taken his mark or whatever that means, you have to be pretty evil is the point I'm trying to get across here. He loves you. There's pretty bad people who he has forgiven, so don't worry about that. Give it a shot at least, and trust in Jesus. If you're watching this after it's all kicked off and after it's happening, well, unfortunately for you, your option basically is you're going to be a martyr. I mean, not necessarily. There's going to be people left at the end, but not many. You're going to be a martyr for Jesus, or you're going to worship the Antichrist, and it's going to be obvious. I think I have the feeling that it's not going to be. I mean, the devil has worked through trickery throughout the entire of history, but I think at the end, I think you'll know that you're being good or evil. You'll know what the choice is. I think it'll be quite clear. So you'll be a martyr, basically, if you're watching this after the rapture. But at least you know now, and you can prepare yourself. And what's coming after, I guess this is what I wanted to talk about, sort of what's happening after this, because it's a maximum of 7 years. And when you're watching this video, if you're watching after the rapture, it's a maximum of 7 years, but you'll probably be dead before then. But, and it is a bit morbid, but it's not that long. It's going to be bad, but it's not that long. And what comes after is long. It's forever. So there's some really good things coming. And so what happens, if you want to read about it, basically the last 2 chapters of let's say the last 3 chapters of the book of Revelation talks about it. So chapter 20, the devil gets chained up in the bottomless pit for 1,000 years, and Jesus will come to the earth with the saints and will reign on earth for 1,000 years. And during that time, it'll be a lot better. There'll be no devil. I don't know what's happening with the other fallen angels and the demons and stuff. I assume they will also be gone, but I don't know. I'm not sure off the top of my head. So 1,000 years, and the earth will be restored. We're living under God dictatorship, you might say. Jesus will be ruling with an iron rod, but it'll be good. It'll be good. Basically, what that means is there'll be no sin. Sin will be, or there will be sin, but sin will be punished. It won't be like it is now, where the devil gets away with a lot. It'll be immediately punished, and then after 1,000 years, the devil will get released, and he'll come out for a season, and he'll deceive the nations once more, and all of the nations will gather together, march up against the holy city, and fire will come down from heaven and destroy them, and then that's when the judgment comes. The devil will be thrown in the lake of fire, and he'll burn forever. And everybody will be judged at that point, all the living and all the dead. And then after that, there'll be a new heaven and a new earth. So this heaven and earth is going to disappear, go away. I don't know what will happen. It's gone, and it'll be all remade new. And we will live with God on earth. God will be on earth in a city called the New Jerusalem, which is, we can read about that in, I think it's chapter 21 of Revelation. Be a really big, beautiful new city that God will rule from. The earth will all be very nice. And that's what's coming, basically. That's the future. And it's going to be pretty good, I think, because we're all living forever under God. We'll have His Spirit in us. We'll have new bodies. We will be resurrected, or those of us who are still alive will be changed. We'll have new bodies, and they will not be... The way I read it is that there won't be any more sin. So that'll be good. We'll all live forever. And I think it's going to be very good because, think about all the things you'd like to do. Play the piano or something. You could devote 100 years to playing the piano and get really good at the piano, and then after that devote 100 years to something else. And everybody's going to be everybody's going to have the opportunity to express themselves over a really long period of time and learn and build a beautiful society together. We'll be a family. We're living on earth as a family with God as the Father, and it's going to be a good time. So you've got something to look forward to. So if you're living during the tribulation time, the Jacob's trouble, just keep that in mind. It was never about this world anyway. This world it's going. It's not a permanent fixture. And the suffering that you may be enduring at the moment is temporary compared to what's coming. No eye has seen, no ear has heard, and nobody's thought about what's coming. It's going to be better than anything that you can possibly imagine. Nobody knows what's coming, or none of us know what's coming. It's something amazing. So be reassured. Die in Jesus. And do your best. Do your best. Spread the word. Trust in Jesus. There was a thought I had today about. I was watching something. It was about the shamans actually, and how they would do fasting and stuff to get closer to the animal spirits or whatever. But in Christianity, fasting is a thing, and that made me think about, Jesus is perfected in weakness. I think that during the difficult times to come, you're going to need God more than you've ever needed God before, and you're going to be in trouble, and there's going to be famine and all sorts of bad things happening, and there's going to be a lot of suffering. I think during that time, there's going to be more of a need for God than you've ever experienced in your life before. And I think that what that means is, I think that God will be there for you. I think you will get to experience the goodness of God more than most people. I think the people living during that time period, you'll get to experience it if you rely on God. If you really trust Him, He'll show you. He'll be worthy of your trust. It'll be worth it for you to trust Him, and you'll get to experience it. If you're starving and hungry, or if you're in pain, or there's bad things happening, well, God will protect you, and you'll really get to see it. I think when you're comfortable, when you're well fed and you're living in a nice, warm, cozy home, and you've got no real worries, it's hard for. I think it can be hard to understand the need for God. You can think, well, in this particular moment of time, I don't need God because I got a full belly and a warm blanket. But when things are going bad, it becomes more obvious. So I think even though, if you're living during that time, things are going to be difficult, you can rely on God, and He'll be there for you. You can rely on Jesus. So yeah, I don't know if I've really got anything else to say. I just wanted to, I felt like I wanted to prepare myself to answer questions and things, and I put all this knowledge into my head. Just been shoving knowledge into my head constantly for this last year and a half, and nobody's asked me any questions. I've told everybody what I know, sort of as much as I can, and I've tried. And nobody seems to be interested. I mean, I don't know, what can I do? I've done my best, I guess. But anyway, yeah. So I guess I'll do my final sign off. If there's something else I think that I need to talk about, then yeah, I'll talk about it. But yeah, God bless. May Jesus be with you, and I hope you make it, and I hope I'll see you in the next life.